Hey guys, I'm going to attempt to film the 3 and 4 month update. I won't really be calling these postpartum updates anymore because really after about 3 months you're kind of out of that postpartum period as far as like physical recovery goes and all of that. Typically, like I said, really 6 months is when like hormones and all that start to balance back out. Takes some women longer, doesn't take some women as long, but typically about 3 months is when you're back to what I would call normal, even though that's such a relative term. So from now on, these will basically just be updates on how Ava is doing and a little bit mixed in here and there about how I'm doing. So like I said, it's about 3 and 4 months. I'll go ahead and combine this update because she will be 4 months old tomorrow. And my 2-month postpartum update was so late that I was having to like retro speak and tell you about what had been happening at the 2-month mark. So since it's only, the 4 months or whatever, I do remember very well what was going on at 3 months, and then I can tell you about things that are happening now. So at about 3 months, she had started to sleep really, really well. In fact, when people would ask us like, oh, how are y'all doing? And, are you getting any sleep and all that? We just kind of looked at each other, and my husband and I would just look at each other and be like, she's a great sleeper. She really only wakes up once a night, if you can even consider that, but she was sleeping for like 6 and 7 hour stretches. It's just that when it fell, it usually meant that we were waking up at like 5 a.m. or I was waking up at 5 a.m. or he was, or whoever was taking the shift that night. And then she'd go right back to sleep after getting a bottle and a diaper change. She'd go right back to sleep until like 9 a.m. So when she was going to bed at 9 p.m., she'd sleep through, wake up one time. I'll be right back. Okay. You can probably hear the swing working. Yeah, it was great, and that's not typical. Of course, you hear those stories and like you're like, oh, I wish that were me, or I hope that's me when I have a baby. But yeah, like that's not typical for a 3-month-old. That kind of stopped and like it regressed. She went through what they call a baby leap, like it's a developmental leap or a growth spurt or whatever you want to call it, where they start to develop and learn to do other things. And so they kind of go through like a fussy period where they're more clingy, they may eat less, they may eat more, or maybe just eating for comfort and not really eating for the nutrition. They're a little fussier and easily agitated. Their sleeping habits aren't as great, all of that stuff. So we definitely saw some of those things, and it was right about the time that she started to roll over from her tummy to her back. Like I had mentioned before in one of my other videos, you hear she's trying to put herself to sleep. That's what she does. She has her Passy and her favorite little stuffed animal doll. It's a little giraffe, kind of like one of the Wubbanub things, but it's a Dr. Brown's. She hangs onto that and cuddles her blanket and like hums herself to sleep. So, right about the time that she started rolling from tummy to back was when that happened again, and she was waking up several times a night again. And much harder to get to sleep at night. So she would wake a lot more easily at night instead of just being like, okay, bedtime, it's out, and we would do our routine and she was done for the night. It was a lot harder to get her to calm down and to really, really fall into a deep sleep. So that happened at about 3.5 months was when she started doing that. Which is right at the beginning of that leap. I remember my second son, he didn't start rolling over until he was like 4.5 months. So each baby is just totally different. You just never know, but that's what she started doing. I think it was mostly just because she hated tummy time that much that, and I was working with her a little bit here and there, like trying to show her like how to flip from tummy to back. And so finally one day she just threw enough of a fit to where she got it. And then after that it was like, well, okay, I'm just not going to stay on my tummy if I don't want to. So that's great. That was a really big milestone for her. She is making noises that sound like consonants now. So instead of just the vowels and the cooing like, ooh, ah, she's making consonant sounds. So it's really, really cute to watch her and listen to her mimic what we're trying to say. And she loves it when we say her full name because it's full of lots of like fun sounds to her, and then she'll mimic it. So when we say Eva Luna Carrillo like that and draw it out, she'll go and try and blow bubbles with her saliva. So those are all very normal things, very good things that you want to see about this age. So at the beginning of this leap, like I said, practicing the consonant sounds and things like that. By the time this leap is over and she's moving into the next one, the next growth spurt, she will be making those sounds that sound like mama, dada, things like that. Hold on. So yeah, so she's making those sounds, and now that she's closer to almost 4 months and she's mastered the flipping from her tummy to her back, she's been trying to roll back over, like when she sees a toy that she wants and kind of left behind when she rolled onto her back, she's been trying to squirm and like arch her back and get back to her tummy to get that. So that's really good. I've been doing a lot of floor work with her, which I say that, but I've been doing as much as I can with her being one of 3. So I stay so busy, and there are times when I'm like, I just need everybody to leave me alone for a little bit. I've got to spend some time with Ava and really work with her on this stuff because she's got to be able to develop those things. So reaching for toys, grabbing toys, getting a hold of them most of the time, following them with her eyes, that sort of thing. Responding to her name, responding to people's voices, like family members' voices, things like that. Just working with her on all of those little things, starting the games like the patty cake games and things like that, even like peekaboo. What else? Oh yeah, she loves her feet and her hands. She'll, when she's laying on her back, she tries to like pull her feet up because she wants to play with her feet. She loves to put things in her mouth, and like bite on them, gnaw on them, and feel them with her mouth. She loves to sit up, like when I'm holding her on my lap, she loves to sit up, or holding her and keeping her stable on her play mat. She loves to sit up, and again, she'll be looking around, or she tries to grab her feet or her toys that are close by. I don't even know what she weighs. I don't know what she weighs because she hasn't had an appointment since her 2-month appointment. Okay. And now my toddler's awake, so he's gonna want to get up too. Yeah. So I have been able to kind of move her up to her 3 to 6 month clothing sizes. Before it was definitely just 3 months, and anything bigger than that was too big. It was too big and it didn't look right. But now she's in 3 to 6 months. So I have no idea what she weighs or how much she's gained, but she's definitely growing really, really well and making all the good developments that she's supposed to be making. Again, like every baby is so different, and I remember worrying like with my boys that they weren't hitting those developmental milestones at the right time. Their growth was always great, especially my second baby. He was like a bear cub, like he was always so big, but like in a healthy way, not like, but he was just like a big kid. He still is. Like people think he's 4 and 5 years old, and he's still only 2.5. So, but I always remember being like worried that they weren't hitting their developmental milestones on time. So it's not anything worth stressing about. Every kid is different, and literally there are times when they don't do certain things on time, not because they can't, simply just because they don't want to and they're not interested in doing that yet, and that's perfectly fine. It's not going to matter 10 years from now, 20 years from now, even a year from now. Like, it's just not going to matter. It's okay. If your doctor is concerned about something at your checkup, they will bring it up. They will talk to you about it, and 9 times out of 10, it's nothing. So don't worry about that if you have a little one that you're worrying about. What else? What else? Oh, she has started showing an interest in food. So she wants to be with us at the dinner table whenever we're eating dinner. We do try to eat dinner as a family, and most of the time that's exactly what ends up happening. We sit around the table and eat dinner as a family, and she wants to be right with us. So either my husband and I will hold her while we're eating dinner, or we'll take turns, or whatever it is. But she wants to be right there with us, and she watches us eat and looks at the food and looks at how we bring it to our mouths and chew it and do all that. So she is getting interested in food. So that's another good sign that once she's old enough, she'll be ready to start trying solid foods. My toddler was started on solid foods at 5 months old. We started with just like a little rice cereal and then a little mashed banana, things like that, when our doctor said it was time. He was still breastfed though. He was still exclusively on breast milk, either by bottle or by the breast. He was on breast milk. She is on formula, so I guess that makes a difference or something, because our pediatrician, the same pediatrician, said that we probably won't even consider it for her until she's 6 months old. So maybe that makes a difference because she's on formula. I don't know. But she is showing an interest in it, and as you can see, she's getting close to being able to sit up on her own, which is another requirement of starting solid foods. So another thing is that, as you can see, sometimes she'll like reach for my hands and she's interested in my hands. Another thing is that when I'm talking to her and like we're face to face, she likes to reach out and like put her hands on my mouth and on my face to like feel the vibration of my voice and the words that I'm forming, and just kind of like play with my lips, and like she'll grab my jaw or like put her hand over my mouth, and it just entertains her to no end. So that's another good thing that kind of helps them develop those speech patterns and learn how you're making those noises and sounds and putting the words together. So that's another good sign too. The 3 and 4 month stage, it blows my mind, because they go from being these tiny little helpless infants to suddenly like they just come alive, like they just wake up and like become little people, and developing the skills to start crawling and start talking, and it's just crazy. It's like it feels like you blink and overnight they went from being an infant to being a baby that's moving and talking and growing into the person that they're going to become. So anyway, that's just crazy. But I think that's about it as far as like the updates for her that I wanted to mention. As far as my progress goes and like my recovery. Of course, the scar is still there. It's not as sensitive. There's still some times when it kind of has like a pinch feeling, or like maybe like a paper cut feeling, like if I lean against something. I'd mentioned that in another video. I think I also mentioned in the 2-month video that I had found little nodules, like little bumps under my skin along the incision line. I noticed yesterday that those are getting smaller and starting to go away. So maybe they'll go away completely. Maybe they'll just shrink and there won't be much of them left. But they are definitely going, like they're shrinking. So that's good, but they're not, bless you, they weren't really bothersome to begin with. So again, no big deal. I am almost done with the program that I started to kind of trim down a little bit more and lose some of the baby weight that I had been hanging on to. It was the Pretty Fierce Moms into Fitness Pretty Fierce Weight Loss Program by Lindsay Bren. I'm at the end of week 5, which is the recovery week technically, but I kind of fudged it a little bit and repeated a lot of weeks and like kind of did what I wanted to do during that week to avoid the recovery week, because I just knew that mentally I was gonna need a workout for that day just to kind of boost my mood and boost my energy. So technically I've been doing it for like 6 or 7 weeks now, but I'm just now on like the week 5 of the schedule. And I have to say, like, I feel leaner, I feel stronger, and I've got more confidence back. Yeah, you can get it. Get it. There you go. This is that little stuffed animal thing I was telling you about. It's her favorite. Like I said, Dr. Brown's. And it's got a clip thing on each side for you to attach a pacifier. But I have found that when I do that, she wants to play with the toy and ends up pulling the pacifier out of her mouth and then gets mad. So I've been leaving it off so she can just play with it. What else? Oh, okay. So you've probably noticed that my hair looks a little crazy right now. This was air dried a couple of days ago and then thrown into a couple of dozen buns throughout the day. So it looks crazy and all sorts of weird right now. But it's mostly because I haven't been taking the time to really fix it, because I hit that 3-month stage where like all my awesome pregnancy hair is starting to fall out. So it's not tons and tons. Like I know some women, like they just go like that and they just pull out like a clump of hair, like all their hair just starts falling out. And some of them will even have like kind of like start getting like not bald spots, but like, yeah, like you can start to see where their hairline is like really thin. And then when it starts to grow back, they get those little baby hairs, you know? Mine's never done that, so we'll see. I don't think it'll do it this time because it doesn't seem to be falling out like in clumps or anything like that, but I can tell it definitely has started. What's the matter? Just in case somebody does want to know, I guess. This is what it looked like now. Okay, so I don't know, you can still even kind of see the linea nigra. You know, I've got the things that I prefer not to have on me, but I know, you know, what my goals are personally and like what I will continue to work on and all of that. But yeah, anyway, yeah, so that's about it for the 3 and 4 month update. I hope this video was helpful. I hope I was able to answer some questions that maybe you've had on your mind. Again, everybody is just so different. Every baby is different. Every pregnancy is different. Every recovery is different. So what works for me may not work for you. And what works for you may not work for me. So if you have any more questions for me, please leave them in the comment section. If you have something you want to add, leave that in the comment section as well. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my vlog if you haven't already. I really enjoy doing these videos and hope that they're able to help somebody out there kind of either look ahead and look forward to what might be coming in the future, or kind of compare and feel like you're not alone, and there's lots of us out here that are just like fighting the good fight along with you. So again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.